right, we are off to Memphis. I'm super excited. It's only my second time ever in Memphis. The first time was a quick stopover on a road trip, so we didn't really get to do much, especially because the kids at the time were ranging from 3 to 15. So we couldn't really do a lot of honky tonks and things like that. But this time it will be me, Scott, and my stepdaughter, who is our oldest, who is now 31, and her husband. So it'll be awesome, and we are currently in the Southwest first class section, otherwise known as the emergency exit row. So off for a fun trip. We've arrived in Memphis. I love an easy to get around airport, and it's kind of nice. We do not have to take a shuttle to get to the rental cars. We are at the Peabody Hotel for the daily duck parade, and they are ducks in training, so we're going to show you some cool views. These are ducks and see how they perform. Alright, here's another view of our ducks in training. We're waiting for the professionals. It's time 5 o'clock, so it's time for the parade. Oh, keep hurting them real nice. You have to motivate them out of there. They go real fast. We are on world famous Beale Street. I expect we'll be spending a lot of time here over the next few days, listening to music, having a good time. But first up is some dinner and maybe a little Mississippi River. Alright, we've got the notes of fame along Beale Street. Pretty cool. BB King and BB King All-Star Blonde. These are right outside. Alright, we are at the world famous Silky Sultans on Beale Street, and this goat is right next to us. It's kind of crazy, kind of smelly, but kind of cool. So we're ready for some Irish bar food here. There's currently not live entertainment in the form of musicians here, but these guys are really entertaining. So fun fact, apparently goats are good luck, and that's why the owners brought these goats here to provide good luck at Silky. So kind of a fun fact, one year I was taking my kids trick-or-treating, and we happened to show up at BB King's house. I had no idea he lived around the corner from me, but he was like the nicest guy, invited us in, gave my kids each a nice bag of sugar-free candy, and had a great conversation. Got a cool Elvis statue right in the middle of this little city park. We are here, home of the blues. Fort Theater, a little piece of Memphis history right there. There were music notes down that way, and this way we have stars. We found the mighty Mississippi. It's pretty big. It's a beautiful sunset out here. We've got, I don't know if that's an island or just a little peninsula in the water, but it's pretty nice. I like the bridge. They have these little urban pollinator pods in the city so that they can keep the bees happy. We've seen so many animals today, yay! We have arrived. We are the first tour group of the day. No videos are allowed in the house, but I got some great photos to share. Alright, we're here in the meditation garden where Elvis was laid to rest. It's lovely and peaceful, and it's open to the public before the opening hours of Graceland. It's snowing leaves here, so pretty. Yay! Alright, we just had lunch at Vernon's Smokehouse for vegetarians like me. They have a great side plate with 4 veggies, plus you get your drink and dessert and a roll or cornbread. Delicious, and it could have been a lot less nutrition. There are so many separate little museums here at Graceland, and each of them has its own gift shop. So for those who like to shop, it's a great place to be, but there is a lot of great interesting history for those who would rather look and not touch. All right, now we're ready to go look at the airplanes. This guy is pretty big. Up here it's pretty amazing inside too. All right, so we finished our Graceland time and we are now on the Memphis Heritage Trail. The Memphis Heritage Trail is basically a walking museum through about 20 blocks of downtown and surrounding areas of Memphis. And it's really cool. There's a lot of old historic spots and information along the way. All right, so these are the historic shotgun houses. There's like no historic marker. They actually look kind of nice. All right, we just made a stop in a Schwab, which is the oldest remaining business on Beale Street. It opened in 1876, and it's kind of a novelty store. They have a mix match of all kinds of things, and a little museum as well, plus a soda shop type of vibe where you can get root beer floats and other treats. Pretty cool location. So we stopped at the Beale Street Sugar Shack for a little treat. It is definitely a little more lively down here on a Friday than it was on a Thursday, and I have a feeling tomorrow is going to be pretty wild. We are at the WC Handy Park. It's pretty small, but it is a kind of nice little amphitheater stage, and it's right in the middle of Beale Street. It's a pretty great location. We've seen lots of these kind of cool markers along the way commemorating the history and the people of Memphis. The old Daisy Theater may not be open anymore, but it is still pretty spectacular. The new Daisy, which is right across the street from the historical Daisy, doesn't look quite as fancy and looks pretty much just as old. So much of the Memphis history that we see is related to the civil rights era, but we also have some Civil War history here as well. Behind me is the Hunt Phelan home, which was commandeered by the Union Army and was the headquarters of Ulysses Grant during his occupation of Memphis. It's pretty huge and amazing. Now this is a smaller shotgun house, but it was the home of W.C. Handy, the father of the blues. Finally found some live music. Now we're at the Rum Buggy Cafe, and this guy is amazing. We're taking a little walk down the main street. It's really super quaint, definitely a little more sophisticated than Beale Street, which is a little raucous. Tonight is our Memphis riverboat dinner cruise. We had a little hike down this hill to get here, but it will be totally worth it, although we may not enjoy the hike back up. We're all boarded and waiting for everyone else to get on so we can embark on our adventure. Beautiful night out on the river. We've got some city views. A really cool view of the bridge. The weather is beautiful, and it is a lovely night to be out here. Another beautiful bridge. Cool views out here. There's for sure a full-on dance party going on downstairs, but we're enjoying this light show instead. Much more our speed. We finally get to see Beale Street lit up. Pretty amazing. We're starting off our day today at Aretha Franklin's birthplace home. It's kind of amazing. You know, hers is a true rags to riches story. She went from this little home in Memphis to greatness. All right, we got a little urban wildlife. The squirrel is living his best life in this park. It's kind of a cool little park. All right, we are at the historic arcade restaurant. It's the oldest restaurant in Memphis. We're here for a little breakfast action. I'm excited. I got the peanut butter and banana, well, fried peanut butter and banana sandwich. When in Memphis, do as Memphis does, right? How about you guys? Are you excited?
Yes, very excited. Got the pepper jack and cheese. It's gonna be super good.
Yum yum. Yummy. The arcade restaurant was definitely delicious, and I feel like I'm living the Elvis life right now since this is one of the places he liked to frequent. Today we drove about an hour and a half outside of Memphis to Fort Pillow State Historic Park. It is definitely a site relevant to the Civil War, but there's also some other points of interest here that we'll share along the way. We basically have the park all to ourselves today. All right, so we've got a little butterfly garden here. There's even some butterflies enjoying it while we hang out. And big bumblebees. Right up the hill is some beehives. They like this as well. Shortly after entering the park, we've got this great overlook spot where you can see water both to the right and left. The left is the Mississippi River today. And over to the right, we still have water, but that's where the Mississippi was 100 years ago. Little caterpillar. It's gonna turn into a butterfly someday. This guy's a little camera shy. He closed his wings up. Oh, there we go, thanks. Thanks for the wave. The lake at Fort Pillow is absolutely beautiful. I'm out on the little pier, and it's got a little bit of the colors of fall right now. It's peaceful, it's quiet. It's a Saturday and we are the only people out here. We've seen a couple others at the park, but not a whole lot. We got a lot of bubbles coming up from down below here. I really am super curious what's going on. Hoping to see something surface to answer my questions. The bubbles seem to be coming up even faster now. Still don't know what's going on there, but I spy a little fish. The first one I've spotted standing here. But I really want to see something pop up here to answer my questions. The mystery is killing me. All right, we're at Bojangles for the first time ever. Scott and I are having no meat spread because we don't eat chicken really, but we got some mac and cheese, some Bowberry biscuits, seasoned fries, and coleslaw. Triple yum. For another little piece of history, we've visited the Memphis National Cemetery. It is remarkable how many grave markers there are here, and it's a thing of beauty and also so powerful to see how many people gave up their lives for our nation. All right, so a trip to Memphis would not be complete without the beautiful sign. We are in Mud Island Park currently, and one of the cool features here besides the sign is they have a replica of the entire Mississippi River, like almost 2,000 feet, condensed to half a mile with topography and everything. It's super awesome. All right, so in the representation, this is the Gulf of Mexico. It's easy to forget that the Mississippi is a working river until you see these working boats. This barge just keeps on going and going around the corner where we can't even see. We are on the Haunted Memphis Ghost Tour. It's a pretty fun adventure. We were going to do the walking tour, but it got canceled, so we are doing a combo bus walking tour. And you know, Memphis has such an interesting history and a lot of tragedy in it, so it makes for an interesting ghost tour. Field Street, definitely a little crazy on a Saturday night. We're gonna go right around it to get back to our hotel. We're beginning day 4 of our Memphis adventures at Elmwood Cemetery. It's the oldest cemetery still remaining in the Memphis area, and in fact has graves that date back further that were relocated from other local cemeteries. So this one was opened in the 1850s. And it's got so much interesting history. We're listening to the audio tour, which is a little over an hour, just $10 to download, and it's really super, super interesting. We are now at Sun Studios for our tour. The sign says it all. It's the birthplace of rock and roll. So many legends got their start here, including Elvis. So I'm excited for this tour to learn more about the history of music in Memphis. All right, we made a stop at the National Civil Rights Museum, which has many powerful exhibits about the fight for civil rights throughout U.S. history. All right, so after all our touristing, we stopped for Sunday brunch at the Majestic, and then of course had to stop in for a sweet treat at Dinstall's. This Bass Pro Shops pyramid is enormous. There's a 28-store viewing platform, as well as a hotel, restaurants, and everything else, but let's go adventure. Animal sightings at Bass Pro Shops. There will be more to come, I'm sure. Dang, look at the size of this thing, it's giant. Apparently it's a sturgeon from what people were saying, but I'm still looking for the gators. All right, we have a duck sighting at Bass Pro Shops. All right, I found the gators. Some in the water doing tricks for us. We got some up here on the land. They all seem to be having a good old time in here. Those two are about to kiss. All right, they got a big tank of fish here. They have feedings at 2 o'clock, but we missed that one today. We are here at Memphis Martyr Park. One of the big issues in Memphis in the 1800s was the yellow fever. There was 3 big outbreaks, and this park is dedicated to the martyrs who took care of the sick, and many of whom died during the yellow fever pandemics. And this is also the starting place for the Big River Crossing. So we are now going to cross this bridge into Arkansas. Why not hit another state while we're here? All right, we're on the bridge. You can see it goes way up above me. And they do have us fenced in here pretty good for safety. We've got the Mississippi River behind me. An interesting thing about this bridge is it is the longest pedestrian bridge across the Mississippi River, coming in just under a mile. You can see that big M behind me. You saw that bridge in earlier videos, and apparently when viewed from above, with its reflection, it looks like a guitar. So the pedestrians share this bridge with the trains. We've seen several trains going by already. It is a busy thoroughfare for sure. Migration season has arrived. All right, that bridge went on forever after we were over Arkansas ground, but now we are officially standing on it, on the grass. We made it across. It was not bad at all, and happily I think I found some porta potties on this side because there was none on the other side. All right, we're walking back across the bridge, and Scott spotted this beautiful rainbow. It's pretty awesome. We had maybe a couple drops of rain today, but it is absolutely beautiful out here at the moment. All right, we went all the way across the bridge and missed this sign, but we caught it on the way back. We're crossing from Arkansas into Tennessee. All right, we just had some yummy dinner at Alfred's, and it was delicious, and the music was also great. I'm not sure if you heard any of the talking I did on the video, but we just heard the Memphis Jazz Orchestra perform, and they were great. We stopped at the Jerry Lee Lewis Cafe and Honky Tonk, and it is karaoke night, and not in a good way, so we decided to move on and check out the Tin Room. All right, these guys are great at the Tin Room. They are like totally different vibe than the other ones we've been around on this trip. We made it. We're back in Vegas. It was an amazing trip. It was a great balance of culture, history, music, and adventure. Definitely enjoyed my time in Memphis and would go back, but it's good to be home.